Victor Willis, 1951-2026. You know, every so often a story comes along that stops us right in the middle of our day. Not because it is shocking, but because it reminds us how much joy one voice can bring into millions of homes. This week, the world said goodbye to Victor Willis, the man behind the badge, the lead singer of the Village People, the voice that made an entire generation get up and dance. He passed away on June 30th, 2026, at the age of 74 after a short but aggressive illness. Today, we celebrate a life that gave us YMCA in the Navy and Macho Man. Let's remember him the way he deserves to be remembered. Those who followed his career often remembered him simply as the policeman, the steady, commanding presence at the front of the stage, in that crisp uniform, that unmistakable mustache, that booming voice. But behind the costume was a real person, a preacher's son from Texas, raised on gospel music in his father's church in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco. Long before the disco lights, Victor Willis was simply a boy who loved to sing, and that grounded presence, that steady warmth, never left him even at the height of fame. In 1977, producer Jacques Morali heard something special in Willis's voice. He told him, "I had a dream you sang lead on my album, and it went very, very big." That dream became reality. Willis agreed to lend his vibrant, unforgettable voice to a concept that didn't even have a group yet. That concept became the Village People. And soon songs like YMCA weren't just hits, they became part of the fabric of American culture. Willis co-wrote nearly all of the group's biggest singles. His voice carried them into stadiums, into weddings, into ballparks, into our lives. Here's something many casual fans may not know. Before the Village People, Victor Willis trained as an actor and dancer. He performed with the respected Negro Ensemble Company in New York. He even appeared in the original Broadway production of The Wiz in 1976. A preacher's son, a gospel singer, a Broadway performer, and finally, a disco icon. It's a reminder that talent rarely stays in one lane. It simply finds its way to the stage wherever that stage may be. YMCA could have faded with the disco era. Most songs from that time did, but it didn't. Decades later, it found new life on stages at ball games, at family parties, and yes, at political rallies too. President Trump, in a statement following Willis's passing, called him a great and happy guy, and said the song had become a hit all over again 30 years after its original release. Willis himself once reflected with a touch of humor that watching new generations discover the song was something he felt thankful and impressed by. That's the kind of legacy few artists ever get to witness in their own lifetime. His wife Karen Willis shared the news with the world in a heartfelt statement, writing simply that he had passed as a result of a short but aggressive illness. She asked only for privacy, for space to grieve as a family, and we should honor that. Because behind every stage name, every costume, every hit record, there is always a family. People who loved him not for the fame, but simply for who he was at home. Victor Willis leaves behind a legacy of joy. A legacy of songs that have brought strangers together on dance floors for nearly 50 years. A legacy of proving that music doesn't need to be complicated to be meaningful. Sometimes it just needs to make people smile. His legacy continues to live on. In every wedding reception, every ballpark chant, every time someone raises their arms to spell out 4 simple letters. You know, stories like this always remind us of something important. Life moves fast, and the people who bring us joy, our family, our old friends, the ones who make us smile without even trying, they won't be here forever. So maybe today that's the real gift Victor Willis leaves us. A reminder to call the people we love, to dance a little more, to appreciate the voices around us while we still can. Rest well, Victor. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the joy. Tributes to Victor Willis.